full moon in Pisces, super moon, blue moon. How will this moon affect you during this lunation? And so, in tonight's episode of Astrology After Dark, this is going to be kind of like a part two continuation from last night's live. And I'm going to go over the houses, how this lunation will affect you based on the house where you have Pisces in your natal chart. And so, if you are new to me, to the channel, to any of my content in social media land, my name is kkatrice, and I am the Natal Chart Navigator. And I educate open minded, ambitious, professional women on how to utilize the energies in their natal charts to prosper and for self improvement. Okay. And so let's go ahead and jump in it. Tonight's episode is not going to be that long. This is really just like a part two. I wanted to get out with the houses, what you can expect based on where you have it in your natal chart. And I didn't want it, the video last night was pretty long, so I didn't want to keep going. So I was like, we'll just do a part two. Okay. Um, all right, and so let's get into it. So if you didn't watch yesterday's episode of Astrology After Dark, I really broke down the Pisces full moon and the energy of Pisces and how you can really connect with the energy in order to get the most out of this lunation's transit. Okay, so I'm not going to go in depth with that. What I want to do is first talk about some ways that you can align yourself with the lunar energies, which I kind of went over that last night, but I kind of want to reiterate it tonight. And then I'm going to jump into the houses, okay? And so the moon is the closest celestial body to Earth, okay? Which is why it has such a powerful influence on our emotions, our intuition, and our subconscious mind. And so when we align ourselves with those energies, we can tap into the moon's powerful energy to gain a greater self-awareness. Okay. If you notice, if you have a Pisces moon or if you have a Sagittarius moon, you are probably some of the most intuitive people in the zodiac. Okay, you're ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck. It is also the planet of expansion and growth. Um, and its optimism stems from its um, intuition, from its knowing, right? Um, and then Pisces um, is co-ruled by Neptune. So Jupiter is Pisces' traditional ruler, and Neptune is the modern ruler. And so Neptune is a very intuitive energy. It's a very dreamy energy. It's all about dreams and illusions, delusion. It also references escapism, and spirituality. And so when you have both of those energies at play here with the Pisces full moon. Now the moon is also conjunct Saturn. Okay, Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, and it is currently retrograde. So you have the moon and then you have Saturn. And so when you merge those two together, because when two planet or luminary bodies are um, conjunct, that means that the energies are merged, right? And so this full moon is really potent because full moons are times of releasing and reflecting. And so when you have Saturn in the mix, Saturn is also about boundaries and karma and getting rid of anything that no longer serves us, getting rid of anything that is going to keep us from our goal or learning the lesson or whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. And so you have these two energies merge, which makes this really powerful because the things that you are letting go of during this full moon is really things that are holding you back from your full destiny. Okay, because when we had the Sagittarius full moon, that was propelling you into you were shedding things because it was propelling you into your new trajectory, into your new destiny. And then you went to the Capricorn full moon, and that was you stepping into your authority. um, then the full moon in Aquarius was saying, okay, it's time to be who you are. It's time to no longer run from who you are, that authority, that inner authority. It's time to now do that. It's time to, if you need to rebel against, um, the status quo in order to step into and really portray your inner authority, then that's what you're going to need to do. And now you have this Pisces full moon, and this Pisces full moon is really about merging with with the person that you are, really merging, really transcending and moving into that new realm, like really embodying it wholeheartedly. Okay. Um, and so, a couple of ways that you can use this full moon, that you can align with this full moon energy, is to spend time in nature. Okay. Especially if you're near water. Okay. Pisces is the fish, the two fish swimming back, one swimming this way, one swimming that way. Just all confused because combobulated. But it is water energies, which is about your emotions, your intuition. And so the moon's energy is the strongest when you're outside, when you're in nature. So go be in the moonlight tonight. Go, or if you are fortunate enough to experience this full moon near water, like, so if you're able to go to the beach or go to a lake and just sit there and really tap into the moon's energy by water, that would be really awesome. Pay attention to your dreams. Dreams are heightened at this time, and the moon does rule the subconscious mind. And so your dreams can give you insights into your unconscious thoughts and feelings. Okay, so pay close attention. And if you can even get like a little journal where you can journal down your dreams, and if you can remember what you dreamt, journal that, write that down, and then put that, pay attention to that. Okay. And then you doing some lunar ritual or ceremony. Last night I talked about, I used to always do a kind of a full moon ritual where I would write down the things that I was releasing, and then I would go and I would burn them. I haven't done it in a while, but that's one ritual that you can do. There's many, many other rituals and things that you can do, such as moon bathing, full moon circles, full moon release intentions, like releasing, like I was just talking about. Um, but there's a multitude of things that you can do in order to align with the energies. Okay. Now, when you align with your lunar energies, this is a powerful way for you to gain greater self-awareness of who you are. Okay. And so you definitely want to use this moon's energy to tap into you, to tap into who you are, to release what it is you need to release and get rid of, so that you can move forward on your journey. Okay. And so, some benefits that you will receive from aligning with your lunar energies would be increase your intuition, will be increased. You will have better regulation over your emotions, a deeper understanding of what your shadow side is, which is it's more of the darker side energies of each energy, the darker side of each energies. Now, when you say shadow side, um, you know, sometimes that's looked at or has like a negative, like kind of connotation to it. But honestly, you need both. You need the light and the dark. It's just knowing when to tap into which. Okay. And your creativity and imagination will definitely be increased during this time because Pisces is a very dreamy, creative, imaginative energy. A greater connection with your spiritual self and a sense of peace and tranquility. Okay. And so now I'm going to jump into each house and just kind of give um, a brief overview of what you can expect if you have Pisces in that particular house. Okay. And so the first house represents our personality, appearance, our self image. And it's the energy that people first meet when we interact with them. And so during this full moon, you may be way more sensitive and intuitive at this time. This would be a time for you to focus on, you. What is it that is keeping you from showing up as your authentic self? Whatever that is what you need to release at this time in order to grow and move forward. If the Pisces full moon is going to be in your second house, then this represents your second house is your finances, your possessions, your material values, your self worth. And so during this full moon, you may be a little more generous and compassionate with your funds, willing to share your resources with others. But this really is a great time for you to focus on your financial security. You can let go of any attachments that you have to material possessions. There's nothing wrong with having nice things or having a lot of nice things. But when it gets to the point to where you're attached to it, to where you can't function without it, like it feels like if you don't have the possessions, your self-worth isn't that great. You've become too attached and it's time to detach. And so you want to take a look at your financial landscape and what is it that you may need to release. Maybe you need to stop stop spending so much money, or maybe you need to get a budget, or organize your money, or maybe you need to look into retirement planning. It's so many things that you can do that you need to release. You need to look into maybe you procrastinate around doing things when it comes to your money, and so that's something that you may want to release. Okay. And so when you look at the houses and you look at the signification of the house, meaning what the house represents, what area of life it represents, then that's where you go in deep. This is where it becomes personal because what I'm telling you now is just the general significations, okay? But you look at your natal chart, and if you have not if you don't know where Pisces is in your chart, you can go to astro.com, pull your natal chart for absolutely free. I do have a tutorial here on the channel. If you go on the home page under the campus tour section, I think it says astro.com tutorial or something like that. But you can go there, watch that video, and then it's about 13 minutes, and go and pull your natal chart. Okay, so you can see where you have Pisces at. Okay, now this is going to be taking place at 3 degrees Pisces. Okay. And so you want to see where you have Pisces at, what house is in, and then that's where you want to dive in deep to see. Okay. Now again, remember we have Saturn conjunct this full moon. And so this is going to make these releasings even more potent and even more on point, because it's something that Saturn is wanting you to remember, or some lesson that Saturn's wanting you to get. No, get down, sweetheart. Okay. And that's my puppy. All right. So now if this full moon is happening in your third house represents our communication, siblings, short distance travel, early education, your neighborhood. And so you at this time You may be more focused on your communication skills. You may be working on, you may be releasing some, there may be some family members, because third house is also extended family members like aunties, uncles, cousins. And so you may be, there may be something you may be releasing, some people, some family members. You may be planning to change neighborhoods, to move. Um, and that could be fourth house too. Um, you may also be looking to change your communication, how you communicate, how you connect within your local community. You just may be focused on um, am I communicating enough to where people can understand what I'm saying? Um, are there some things in my life that I need to cut out, as far as like people that I need to cut out, family members? Is there, like, say, a beef that you and a family member or a sibling may have had, and you've decided, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to release that. I want to get rid of it. And so that may be you at this time. Now, if it's in the fourth house represents the home, family, and roots. And so you may be a little more emotional. You may be more drawn to your inner world. And so this is a time for you to focus on your emotional needs. It's also a time to focus on your family relationships, and nurture those relationships within your family. Um, there may be some information coming out that will alert you about something in your family that may cause you to cut ties. Um, and so just be aware of that. Okay. Now, fifth house is the house of creativity, romance, and children. And so you may be way more passionate and idealistic. You may be really, your creativity may be really heightened at this time. And so you may want to explore some hidden talents that you may have. This also may be a time for, if you are, if you're looking to get into a relationship, you may be looking to see, okay, what things are keeping me from being in a relationship? What are some things that I may need to focus on myself, in order to uh, attract to me the partner that I would like? Okay. Sixth house is our work, health, and daily routines. And so you may be more focused in your health at this time. Maybe focus on getting healthy, being well, and creating a more balanced lifestyle. Okay. You also may be released. You could be releasing a job. You could be releasing the way you do some things. You might be making a lot of changes in the way you do some things, a lot of changes in your health. Seventh house is our partnerships, one on one relationships, and open enemies, meaning known enemies. And so you may be more willing to compromise at this time within your partnerships. And so you're going to focus on that, but you also may be willing, um, you might be getting rid of some relationships, okay? Getting rid of some contracts, getting rid of some business, some things that just aren't no longer aligned with you, okay? Eighth house is our shared resources, debts, and transformation. And so during this full moon, this would be a time, if you are in a committed relationship, or a business partnership, then this may be a time where you really start looking at your shared finances and seeing what needs to be changed, if anything needs to be changed. This also is this is debts, and so you may be starting to come up with a plan to where you can get rid of debt, to start releasing debt. Um, this also is the house of intimacy. And so if the intimacy hasn't been, that strong between you and your person, then this may be a time where you really take a look at your relationship. Why aren't you being intimate? What's going on within the relationship? And see what you can do to make some changes. Okay. Ninth house is the house of philosophy. higher education, long distance travel, your beliefs, your goals. And so you may be, focusing on expanding your horizons. You may, have decided that you want to set up some goals. You really want to focus on how you can grow yourself. Ninth house is a house of growth, personal development. And so you may decide that you want to get into personal development, or you may, not just learning it, but you may decide you want to start teaching it. Okay. And so you're doing the things you need to do. Um, maybe you are releasing some beliefs that you no longer align with you, or some goals or some things that you may have wanted to do, but now they're just no longer are aligned with you. Um, and so for 10th house is our career, our reputation, and our public image. And so this is going to be a time where you are taking a look at your career goals to see if they're still aligned with where it is that you are wanting to go here in life. This is also, as in respect to authority, as into respect to the parents, our legacy. And so you may be deciding that you want to make some changes when it comes to, how people perceive you, the energy that you put out, how they perceive you. 11th house is our hopes, our dreams, and our friendships. And so you may be taking a look at your friends and seeing, are they still, are we still, in alignment as far as friends? Um, and I just forgot to put the link to, um, and it didn't do it. Okay. So 11th house, like I said, is the house of friends, and so for you, you may be taking a look at your relationships. Okay. What's this? No, I wanted to. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that didn't work. Sorry, it showed I didn't need to do that. Yeah. Um, Let me see something here. Okay, never mind. That was really weird. Okay, whatever. So, yeah. So 11th house. I'm so sorry. 11th house. You need to look at your friend groups. Look at your networking groups. What do you need to cut out your life? Okay. What do you need to cut out your life within that area of life? And then 12th house represents our subconscious mind, our karma, and our spirituality. And so you are going to be really focused on your inner world, and your spiritual growth, and releasing any attachments that you may have to the past. Okay. Now, again, these are just general themes. And so you're going to have to look at the entire chart to see how this will extremely, affect you. Okay. And so that is it for tonight's episode of Astrology After Dark. Okay. And so, what are you releasing? What are you letting go of? If you want to let me know in the comments, let me know. What are you releasing? What are you letting go of under this lunation? Okay. And so, if you have not gotten your 3-step framework, the framework that I created on how to read your natal chart, you can go right here to the link on the screen, and you can get that there. Okay. What in the world? Okay. All right. And so if you found this video useful, insightful, or helpful, then please do give it a thumbs up so that others might find value as well. Also share it out. Text it to them. Text it to them. Be like, hey, I think this would be really good for you. Okay, this video. Okay. And so until next time, remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one.